Welcome everybody to another video. Today is going to be different than some of my other recent videos. Today, instead of doing a top 5 or top 10, I'm going to be ranking NASCAR Stop Motion Crashes, and it's going to be special edition for today. Is going to be the NASMAR Stop Motion Community Cup Series flips that have happened so far in the 2024 season. I'm going to be ranking them on 2 categories. I'm going to be ranking a scale of 1 to 10 on how realistic it was, and how good the crash was in general. So, without further ado, let's get into the first flip of the season. First flip of the season obviously came with a Daytona 500. As you see here, Todd Gilliland went over and barrel rolled the Daytona Superspeedway front stretch grass. It looked pretty good as a crash. It was a really good crash going full speed, and it was really nice the details that he added with the damage on it. So overall, it was pretty realistic too, because we've seen, obviously, Ryan Preece flip this high. I would say 8 for realistic, and how good it was, probably a 9. So 17 out of 20 for Firelings. Great job on this crash, this is awesome. Now, before we go to the next ones, here's my sponsor. Not really a sponsor, I'm not known enough for that, but this is my trailer for the Milk 500 coming out later. Hopefully later this summer, the 5th Milk 500, and it's going to start the Season 5 Milk Cup Series season, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe to stay updated for that later. The second flip of the season obviously came at Texas that I made, so hopefully you have seen it. Alex Bowman got turned into the wall head-on and somehow flipped him. Now, this is not very realistic to happen in real life. I don't think there has been there's been a flip at Texas with Michael McDowell, but not with the next gens. There's never been a crash this big, going head on in the wall. Normally they just spin around a lot after hitting the wall, but so it's not really that realistic. I'll give it a 5, maybe even I'll just give it a 3. Final answer is the 3 out of 10 for being realistic. But how good the crash was, honestly, not being biased because it's my own work, but I think it was a pretty good crash. I mean, it's pretty smooth. It's pretty good. I think a lot of people liked it, so I'm gonna give it a solid 8. An 11 out of 20 for myself. Not being biased at all. The next flip that happened in the season was at Talladega. I forget who made it, but they did a great job, and they predicted the LaJoie flip. As you see down at the bottom of the screen, the number 7, Corey LaJoie, flipped over. Realistic, I think it's going to get a 8 for realistic, because it is very common to see flips at Talladega, as we've seen in the past. A ton of flips happen here. And overall, it was a pretty good crash. I think it captured what happened this year at Talladega. So I think it's pretty good too. I'll give that an 8 as well. 8.5, final answer. 16.5 out of 20 for the Talladega NASMAR creator. Great job on the crash too, that was awesome. And next up is the Iowa flip by Miller Lite Racing Series. Now I'm going to have to give it a 1 on being realistic, because I don't think we're ever going to see a NASCAR Next Gen flip at Iowa. But it still looked really good from a stop motion standpoint, because you can obviously do whatever you want in stop motion. That's the cool thing about stop motion, you know, that freedom. So, but the crash itself looked really good, so I'm going to give it a 9 for that part, because it was a really good crash overall. So 10 out of 20 for Miller Lite. Still great job on that. That's a fantastic crash. Final flip of the video here, East Coast Racing Network's Nashville. Honestly, also probably gonna have to give it a low score on being realistic. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 for being realistic, because I doubt we're gonna get a next gen flip at Nashville in this specific way. I mean, there's probably a way that it's gonna happen, but I don't think something like that's ever gonna happen. So probably a 2 out of 10 for being realistic. But the crash itself was pretty good. I mean, I don't like that it happened on the first corner, the first lap, but you know, it was pretty smooth. You know, it kind of makes sense that he got up in the air, probably not that he flipped. So I'll give it a solid 7 on the good looking crash. So good job there. 9 out of 20 for ECRN. So this is just a quick little video. Hope you all enjoyed watching this, and if we get enough likes and enough good comments about it. I'll continue the series by doing other NASCAR stop motion crashes, not just flips. I'll just rank random crashes that I find. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next video that I create.